I'm Lawrence McKendall. This is Spidercast. This is an exciting game. I cannot believe this. The final score 29-26. You can hear the owner screaming in the background. The Spiders versus the Flamethrowers is exciting. My guest today is Jackson Stearns, the Dirty Bird. Why don't you come on in? Let's give a big... Oh, no. Oh, hang on a second. Sorry. We do our own stunts here. We got the man here. This is the guy who leads the team in major categories. We're talking about defense, 43 points on defense, 46 plus minus, and he's a workhorse with 230 points, leading the team with PT. So congratulations, by the way. I didn't know if it was going to be a bad day in the office or a good day in the office. So hang on here. I don't look like a friggin' ventriloquist dummy interviewing this dude. So talk to me. What was the game plan going in?
Coming into this game, we know that San Francisco is a great team, and we wanted to show them respect by being a little more physical than we had been, which meant really just getting on the marks fast, because they love to break the mark around, break the mark inside. So Coach Tyler really stressed getting on the marks quickly just to stop that pull play and then making them work from there. The last 2 weeks, we've really tried to get back to just on defense making the other team work and grind, because that gives the offense a little more rest. And even if the opposing offense scores, if we make them throw a lot of passes, we know we're going to wear them down in the end. So, well,
you came out great. You attacked early, you attacked often. They leveled it on a number of cases. Going into halftime, it was 15-15. Mm-hmm. So before I get into that, you almost bookended the game. You came out scoring some quick points immediately, and you came up with a dramatic deep throw at the end. So my observation, looking at you, you are a major factor in the team, but you don't force things. You let the game come to you.
I've definitely been trying to stress that this year. I know that when I play a little too fast, I can get a little sloppy with the disc. I felt that happened a little bit tonight. Just a couple of quick turnovers that I'll try to get back next time.
Sure.
But in general, this field is so big that you just take what the defense is giving you, and I do like to just kind of keep running. And I know the last couple seasons it's really been about just attacking the end zone. When I attack the end zone, it opens up the game for me and hopefully my teammates. Like Shane early has been scoring a ton of goals. Yeah. Drew Kim came up huge tonight with a lot of assists.
Nice game. Absolutely. Talk to me about Sergio.
Checho!
That was like crazy. Like, who is this guy? He's getting his little swerve on. Yeah, it was
Checho plays with more flair and swag than anybody on the team.
He's exciting to watch.
I don't speak Spanish, so I have a very hard time, along with a lot of other guys who don't speak Spanish, communicating with Checho, and I think that's the only reason he hasn't broken out sooner. Matt Jaffe, huge shout out to Jaffe, because he has kind of become the number one translator with Checho. It's really embarrassing that the San Jose team doesn't have more Spanish speakers, so we apologize for that. But Checho's been playing great the last couple weeks. You can tell that he's a little more comfortable out there. I think when he first got here, he really wanted to show that he belonged and really wanted to prove that he had the disc skills. Right. We know he has them. We just need him to be smarter with it. He tested Bo a couple of times tonight, and I think learned a little bit the hard way. But once he started to just kind of chill out, he made some amazing throws. Shane and I were on the sidelines just laughing and having a great time.
He looked very comfortable at times. He was finding seams that I think the defender was going, you know what, I've got this guy locked down. He's not going to throw, and he found a seam and found his target. It was really nice to see. Yeah.
They don't know his release points. He has a very, very different style of throwing. They don't know his release points. So he had one little high-out backhand out to Adamson, to Sam, that just sat there. And the D didn't know it was coming, his mark didn't know it was coming, the sidelines didn't know it was coming. It was a ton of fun.
That's a good point, because I was trying to put my finger on the release points were very unique. And so I thought watching him get really comfortable and show some things that looked like he was getting loose. Some of the other players, Drew Kim was showing how he could be magical with different throws. And so it looked like there was a level of comfort. He was, the team was getting a little looser and comfortable. Not in a bad way, but the level of confidence looked like was really evident when he was starting to get his swerve on.
Yeah, both with Checho. Andrew Moore really brought it early on. Andrew had a couple of hammers that he must be playing a lot of mini during the week.
I was going to say,
Ultimate or something, because he was just popping those little guys over the top. We know that if we just execute and take what the other team is giving us, we'll be fine. It's when we start worrying about what they're doing that we fall off of our game.
So let's go back to the game. You were nodded at halftime. Mm-hmm. What did Coach Grant tell you?
We came in at half just kind of quiet, and I don't know what it was. We were just kind of like, okay, we got to work this second half. So Tyler basically said, continue to work hard on the marks. We're going to make a couple of adjustments for a few of their throwers. Offense, space it out, take what they're giving you, but let's win the second half with our energy and with our voices and really from the sideline. Andrew Berry gave a great little pump-up speech there at halftime. And again, the last 2 weeks that we kind of got back to winning, it's been worrying about us and focusing on us. And that's how we're going to be successful down the stretch.
It was impressive. And the Flamethrowers, they're a great team. They went about their business. They were chipping away, but it's very interesting that there were moments I was going, okay, let's see what the medal, let's see what the Spiders have. And you went about your business. You were unflappable. There were some turns that happened, but it didn't faze you. You went right back and attacked. And it was great. It was great to see.
Yeah, I think that's all we can do, really. The defense did a fantastic job in the first, even though it was knotted up at half. Defense had done their job to make them work. The Flamethrowers, great team. They only brought 18 guys, so we knew that if we got to the fourth quarter with some legs and gas left, we'd be okay. And we just didn't panic on offense or get too tight. We continued to stay with the game plan of moving the ball and being aggressive downfield, and worked nice.
Another one before I sort of go over some of the stat sheet. Chuck Kyle had some sick deep laser shots. I mean, he was looking for his moment, and he was taking them. Very aggressive.
Yeah, Chuck has stepped up huge the last 2 weeks, while Norton has been in over at Beach Worlds in France. Congrats, Norton.
Exactly. Very good.
But yeah, Chuck has really stepped into that role, and you can tell that once he completes one or two, he gets a little more confident. Yeah. And we're telling him, you've got that arm, you've got the cannon, just put it on a line and let our guys go get it. And it's very, very effective when that happens.
Very good. Now I'm going to step down from my perch in just a second to run through some of these stats. So I want to thank Mark. Mark, exactly. Mark, we do all our stunts here again. So thank you for Mark in the booth. I want to run down some of the stats. We had Matt Crawford with 4 points. Sonny Zaccaro, he had some exciting Ds out there, but he had 4 points. Stephen Chang, 3. Shane Early, 3. Jackson, you had 3. Matt Jaffe, 3. And Evan Bryden, 2. Let's run down the assist. Chuck had 3. Andrew, 2. Sonny Zaccaro, 3. Shane Early, 4. It's nice he filled up the stat sheet. Ethan, 2.
Drew? Shout out my boy Drew Kim.
Okay, let me get some Drew Kim. We got down to the end. He had 3 assists. Exactly. We're just rolling down the list. He had 3 assists. And so we got some blocks. Brandon Fine, 2. And he had a tough duty because I know he had Bo. And he was getting some tips from Tyler on how to tackle him. That's definitely a big praise because he's got some defensive prowess to go up against Bo. Ethan had 3, and Alex Sermani had 2. So, any comments about it? Anybody else you saw in the game? Any observations?
Andrew Berry's been playing fantastic all year. You can tell he's been hitting the track and just working really hard. I do want to give a shout out to the Flamethrowers, especially Marcelo. He's super fast, super consistent, and it gets talked about a little bit, but probably not enough. The fact that he's at every single game for them. Flamethrowers have a lot of turnovers.
This is a sportsman.
He's there every single game and doing work. Spear had a nice game tonight. He was putting some on a dime for a lot of guys. Close, making heady plays. Crawford, he's guaranteed for a poached D or 2. Tommy Adams, Tommy had that nice one down on the other end zone. He just missed the layout.
It was sick, yes.
It's really been a full team effort the last couple of weeks, and I think that's a combination of a lot of these guys are on Gorilla together, they're on Mischief together, and around the league, the teams that are playing together in January, in December are at the top of the divisions right now. Raleigh, Madison, Toronto, Seattle, has always got good chemistry. So it's fun right now. There's a lot of parity.
So let's look at who you're playing next. You've got let's sort of paint out the playoff picture. Now you're alone at the top of the Western Division. Flamethrowers are second. Now it's interesting how it plays out. I don't know if you're familiar that positions 2 and 3 play each other for the right to get to play number 1 position. But as you with 3 games left, you've got to run through people who are in 3rd place trying to trip you up. So you've got to avenge the loss with the Los Angeles Aviators. That's your last game. So you have Seattle, who is in 4th. You've got San Diego in 5th, and you've got the Aviators in 3rd. So what's your approach? Anything secret, or just do what you've been doing?
We got to keep doing what we've been doing. Obviously, we can't worry about which guys are available for which games. That's the nature of having club and pro. We're always going to be missing 1 or 2 key guys, and obviously we'd love to have 30 at every game. We've got to protect home
Then my man's giving shout outs. Go ahead.
Yeah, huge shout out to the crowd.
Hold on here. We're gonna
lose our bandwidth?
I don't know. Let's see. We're still good. Okay, good. We got so much stuff. Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, Spiders fans, thank you. Tonight was probably the best crowd I've seen since I've been on this team. I love that they're not all Ultimate players. We want Ultimate players to keep coming out, but the crowd was huge tonight. So when we play Seattle next week, 2 weeks. We want you back out there because that helps with the home turf. When we go on the road, that'll be the tough one. When we go on the road for that doubleheader road trips are always tough, but we were successful against Seattle and Vancouver, I think, because we focused on what we do. That was a great road trip. Yeah, that was a great road trip. We got to focus on what we do well, and we know that both those teams are going to be hungry for a playoff spot. I think it's too early to think about first place in the division. We've got to just think about getting to the dance, whether it's at a wild card spot or one. If we just stay focused on the road trip, and next 2 weeks from now we'll be fine. That's
a very practical approach, and I would expect you to say that. You don't. Sure. You want to take it one game at a time, because it is one game at a time. And that'll get you at the end. So I also want to give a shout out, Andy Zill. Thank you for allowing me to talk to Mr. Stearns here, and he put on a great halftime show. He had the fans happening. He was dancing at halftime. So if you see if there's some streaming, you should see this man dance. Really, you're gonna cap on my man? No, I understand.
He's one of the hardest working.
He made me queasy watching him dance, but he's fantastic. He is very much. He's doing very hard. So on that note, you're coming back in 3 weeks against the Seattle Cascades. They want you. You know that.
Of course.
And you're gonna handle your business, I expect. So I hope to be here at that time. But I want to thank the Dirty Bird, Jackson Stearns, solid man, solid sportsman. And I want to thank you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate
awesome.
It.
This is Spidercast, Scooberlicious Ultimate.
Do I get to work in? No, I don't know.
Shout out.
Thank you again to the Flamethrowers, to Andrew for putting on a great show, and for all the fans for coming out. We really want to see you at the next one.
Love, baby. All right. We'll see you later. Thanks.